be on when we're there.
Oh, it's like a teleprompter of what to say?
No, no, no.
Uh,
Hello and welcome back to Dunning Stadium. We are here for the New Canaan Rams versus the Staples Wreckers. It's their second game of the season and the opener for the Rams. Beautiful night. We have both teams ready. Captains are up for the coin toss. But first, let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Perrin Tamasco, who caught up earlier with one of the New Canaan captains.
That's right, I'm Perrin Tamasco. I'm here with senior captain
Milan Afshar.
here to talk about the boys soccer game. Milan, the last time you played Staples was 2 years ago, and you guys lost 3-1. After the 2-year break, what do you think your team has learned and is going to be different in order to come out with the win today?
Well, we've made a lot of changes to our program in the past years, and I really think it starts with the winning mentality. We've established a lot of discipline, a lot of work in the off season, and I think it starts as soon as you step on the field. Everyone's disciplined, ready to go. And that's sort of like one of the biggest changes that we've seen to our program that I think can really elevate us today.
That's great. And what numbers can the people in the stands watch out for today?
I would definitely suggest goalie Alex Walter, who was even suggested by Rudin Report as one of the players to watch this season, so definitely keep an eye out for him.
Thank you so much, Milan, and good luck.
Looks like it's going to be a really exciting game. New Canaan's coming in at 0-1, having lost on the road to Danbury 1-0 in a game that they felt could have gone the other way, while Staples demolished Ridgefield at their home turf, winning 5-0.
Well, Danbury's a tough place to play. It's the farthest FCX stadium from New Canaan, and as well as a place where they get a lot of fans in there. It's really a rowdy environment, no matter what sport it is. So that game, New Canaan feels like they got somewhat of a moral victory. I know moral victories don't exist, but to keep it close with a good team like that on the road in a hostile environment, that's what they look to do there. Staples tonight is going to be a totally different challenge. Obviously, one of the favorites to win FCX this year, one of the most storied programs in the state. So we'll see how that goes for them tonight.
That's very true. Last season, they did very well, and New Canaan struggled a little bit going 2-5-1, but they did make it all the way to the FCAC West semifinals. But the teams are out on the field. Senior captain Tommy Kurz for the Rams is up to take the kickoff. And we have 30 seconds on the clock till game.
Well, Cole, you mentioned that New Canaan's going to run a 3-5-2, which is a counterattack. So they're ready for what these Staples forwards bring tonight. And they're going to look to keep the ball out of the net, which is going to be a tall task. But they do have one of the premier goaltenders in the FCAC in Alex Walter.
Very true. While Staples also does have a great goalkeeper on their hands. And the play is on junior Irving Dorman playing a really long ball there to senior Ashton Healy, but that goes out. It's going to be a throw-in for the Wreckers to start this game off. Unfortunately, our scorebot for the time is not working, but we will continue to keep you updated. It is a throw here, just under a minute into the game. And Staples is already trying to get into the groove of this.
And Staples really did demolish Ridgefield on Friday night, but that's not a Ridgefield team with a lot of expectations. They're going through a lot of changes, whereas New Canaan, this is do or die for a lot of these guys. Most of these players are second, third, and even fourth-year players on varsity.
Staples keeping control of the ball here. They're content to just pass it around the defense before working it long. Big collision there, but Alex Walter, the senior captain and third-year goalkeeper for the Rams, comes up big, coming off of his line and keeping hold of that ball.
Gutsy play there by Walter. That's why he's named to Rudin Report's 20 players to watch in boys soccer.
Well, Alex, who do you think would be some of the most important players on the field today for the Rams?
Well, for the Rams, I think some important players are probably Aiden Bertolotti, number 14. He is a senior, and this is his third year on varsity. Another player to note, of course, is Ashton Healy, number 15, and this is, of course, his second year on varsity, and he is a senior.
Bad challenge there by junior Luke Ergo, as number 16, Jack Foster, a junior forward for the Wreckers, goes down under his challenge. The ref's giving him a talking to there, but no card shown, as it is very early in the game, and there was little intent behind that challenge.
Yeah, a lot of time in high school, they're going to issue a warning before they remove a player from the game, potentially. And here's they're going to get a free kick.
Foster swings the outswinging ball in. It goes past two Staples Wreckers players and ends up tamely in the hands of Alex Walter. On the ball now is junior Aiden McLaughlin, who's been a 3-year varsity player for the Rams.
Aiden McLaughlin, he's a very talented athlete. Big, tall kid, around 6'2", and he runs like the wind.
Michael Norton, one of the senior captains, taking a quick throw in there.
Little contact there between Tommy Kurz Jr. and Marius Eckerberg.
Turnover again, Irving Dorman fighting to keep the ball. Some good link-up play there with juniors Giovanni Montano and Aiden Bertolotti. Turnover again. Staples looks to take this one on the counterattack quickly.
Staples with an advantage going down the field.
That's some good defense from the 4-year varsity captain, Michael Norton.
Reese Watkins had an opportunity there offensively, but not able to convert.
Staples trying some crosses into the box, mainly coming down that right flank from Jack Foster, but unable to get past the strong defensive pairing. A couple of these guys having played together for 2 or 3 years now. One of them to highlight is George Mulry, the senior, who went down very unfortunately in the first 30 seconds of the game. First game of the season last year with a torn ACL, but is back, and we are happy to see him back.
Another collision there between Giovanni Montano and Reese Watkins. Murillo Moreno crosses towards the middle. And it is stolen by Montano, but not without a penalty.
Yes, that's going to be a free kick from around the 25-yard line. 35 yards out from the goal, though. It's going to be a difficult shot, so I believe they're going to look to swing this ball into one of their forwards. Caleb Tobias, who went down under the challenge, is still on the ground, taking his time to tie his shoe and get back up.
And this is a perfect time to capitalize if you're Staples right here. Marius Eckerberg, one of the state's premier players on the free kick. But you got to be wary here if you're New Canaan and senior goaltender Alex Walter.
And that one is high and wide, posing no challenge for New Canaan. Tough angle there to get it up and over the bar and in a place where Alex Walter, who's been extremely consistently good.
Headed by Bertolotti.
Bartolani, one of the more technical players who enjoys running up and taking on players, playing as one of their 3 midfielders today.
And New Canaan's going to back off here, which giving Staples an opportunity to regroup.
Bartolotti looking to take on players here. He's up against number 3, Hunter Smith, a junior defenseman.
Yeah, he was really going down there all by himself. He didn't have much of an opportunity to score there, trying to manufacture something by himself.
Irving Dorman can't see that pass to Bertolotti here on the close side of the field, and Staples regains possession. Their 2 senior co-captains passing between each other.
Yeah, Staples, like New Canaan, they've got a lot of age on this team, a lot of players that have been in these big moments, played in big games before. So when you say that this is the year for Staples to win FCX for the first time in 11 years, I think it's do or die time for the Wreckers.
Senior Ashton Healy playing in left forward on the far side of the field, plays the ball in. Montano heads it up. Can't find senior captain Tommy Kurz there. Kurz puts in a shoulder, and the referee played advantage, but as the ball was looking like it was falling back into Kurz's hands, it is going to be a free kick for the Wreckers. That's going to be Bruno Jaduli taking the free kick here.
And he's another player to look out for. All 3 of these captains were named to Rudin Report's preseason top 20 players in the FCX.
Good header on there, but good work by senior co-captain Michael Norton to shield the ball out of play there. Jaden Muller was looking to take on Norton and Alex Walter and find the net.
It's a veteran play by playing the player and not the ball by Norton. You can't score if there's nobody to kick it.
Well, contribution there from junior Aiden McLaughlin, although Healy cannot hold on to it.
Bruno Guiduli with the ball. Love that name.
The 3 captains passing it between each other here. That was Moreno on the left side, but the ball is back with Hotch Jaduli, the 2 center back pairing.
30 minutes left in this first period of action. Again, we are sorry for the issue with the score bug, but we'll try to talk you through it.
And a shot attempt by Hunter Smith.
Looks like our camera went out there for a second. We apologize, but this will be a Staples throw. That's going to be Hunter Smith, the left back, taking this one. Really long throw there, but not able to find anything other than George Mulry's knee, or thigh, should I say. Ball is back with Bruno Jaduli, passing around with Jackson Hochhauser. Staples very content to keep possession of the ball here, as opposed to New Canaan's preferred playing style of counterattack soccer.
Yeah, opportunity for Staples, and it comes up short.
That was Jack Foster looking for Marila Moreno, one of the senior co-captains, in the middle of the box there, but Moreno was just astride behind the pass.
We remain scoreless, but it seems have lived on New Canaan's end of the field.
That's very true. Staples is really deliberate on the ball right now. And that was senior co-captain Milan Afshar, number 10, fighting off one of the Staples forwards. I believe this is the first touch keeper Jacob Greenberger has had on the ball all game. And was how deliberate Staples is being with their passing. They're happy to take the ball and play it back if it means controlling the possession and the tempo of this game.
That's a good note, Cole. They're very methodical with the ball, and they don't really make a lot of turnovers.
Well, these long balls, which didn't work out, and now Irving, one of the juniors on the New Canaan, is also for 3 years, has played this one long, trying to find Ashton Healy, but it only made its way to Jacob Greenberger. Hochhauser carrying the ball up, but now pressured by junior Giovanni Montano.
And that ends up in the hands of goalie Alex Walter.
Yeah, he really came all the way out of the net to get that one. An aggressive play by the goalie.
Awful.
Here from New Canaan, 1 and 2 touch soccer, but they are unable to find junior Luke Ergo, who's playing in left D. He's playing in left wing. They're playing a 3-5-2 formation with 3 center defenders, and this ball is looking into the box, but controlled by Norton and McLaughlin.
And when we say that the defense is such a strong Rams, we really mean it. In that lose Friday night, but they're able to hold to 1 goal.
Free kick here for the Rams. I believe this one is going to be taken by Irving Dorman, who has shown himself to be one of the players with the most powerful and accurate foots on the team.
Irving Dorman, brother of Mason Dorman, who was on the team for the last few years. Fortunately, the team lost him to graduation.
Dorman taking his time, but he's going to look to swing this ball in. They're going to say that that was a foul on New Canaan as they had their hands on the Staples. And
Can't do
you are not
that,
allowed
Cole.
to block. You're not allowed to block the players from trying to head the ball. Canaan really not applying any pressure here, letting Staples dictate the tempo of the game until they do try to find these probing balls.
That's going to be sent into the stands. And as you mentioned, Cole, Staples has really had all back there. New Canaan, not a lot of pressure. They've been ready. However, that has given them a good opportunity to get back on defense. Staples really hasn't had any advantage.
Alex, what do you think New Canaan has to do, or who do you think needs to get into the game here and really in the second game of the season here?
Well, I think New Canaan is a really deep team. I think they have some great depth on their roster. I know senior Justin Ellis and Teague Stanley are 2 names that stick out, as well as George Mulry coming back from last season. And also from the free kick earlier, Irving Dorman. Really can show us what ability he has, and I look forward to seeing what he does next year as senior season.
I know me personally, I would like to see some more pressure from the Rams. I mean, as I mentioned only a minute ago, Staples has had all day. They could smoke a cigarette and eat a cheeseburger back there.
That's a fantastic saying, but the point is 23 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock in this first half, and Staples has probably had 60 to 70% of the possession so far. New Canaan really hasn't had a big threat, but also they have been able to cut out the threats that Staples have created.
And being as this is a high school broadcast, I must say that I do not promote cigarette smoking in any fashion.
Agreed, Brendan.
Very well said again there, Brendan. This is going to be a throw for the right wing back and senior co-captain Michael Norton. He has a long throw here, playing it up to his fellow co-captain Milan Afshar, who is just able to squeeze a pass out for Bertolotti, but it is not able to get through. And Jaduli, one of the captains for Staples, wins it back.
Playing on the sidelines is so difficult because the sideline is essentially an extra defender. It totally blocks you off from so many opportunities trying to advance down the field.
Very true. A lot of the great teams know how to use the sidelines to their advantage, pressuring players towards them rather than showing them into goal side. Mulry wins it and sends it out for a throw in there on the far side of the field. Staples in a good part of the field.
22 minutes remaining in this first half of action.
Varsity's coach Luke Green.
Oh.
And that is a goal from number 6, Marius Eckelberg for Staples. And he found the net off of a fantastic half volley that finds its way past goalkeeper Alex Walter. Not much he could do there.
Yeah, that was a frozen rope right by Eckelberg, and he's one of these players that he was named to the states. He was named to the preseason All-State team by Game Time CT, so, and he is living up to his expectations here tonight.
New Canaan makes their way to half dejectedly, but they do need to create something here. Nearly halfway through the first half. Fancy footwork there by Tommy Kurz, but miscommunication with Michael Norton.
Number 10, Marilis Moreno on the advance, and Alex Walter will come up with it.
Long ball there to junior Jake Bausman, one of 4 players who's been on varsity. Sorry, one of 4 players who all 3 years of their high school career so far. That includes defender Aiden McLaughlin, midfielder Irving Dorman, and Lorenzo Marsili, who was also on, but I believe is out injured.
Yeah, he has a sprained ankle. He should be back in a couple of weeks, but he's a player that these Rams miss sorely because of his athleticism and defensive abilities. That seems to be a strong theme with New Canaan. Their team's very defense oriented, and that seems to be where a lot of the talent is. But as we can see, they're struggling on the offensive end tonight.
Physical
Tommy
play
Kurz
by Kurz there.
fighting with Walter Smith along this close side, and Marila Moreno on the ball, playing it long, or playing it just in front of Smith, who can't win it off of Norton. And we have officially passed the halfway mark for this first half as the throw goes Staples' direction. And they're going to slow it down and give it back to Smith, who's proven to have a strong throw.
Honestly, I expect them to backtrack here despite being so far in enemy territory. And I was wrong.
And that also
Alex
ends up
Walter
in the
calling
hands
that
of
one.
Alex Walter.
Strong tackle there by Hockhauser. New Canaan will come up with the 50-50 ball, and that could have gone either way, but once you get calls like that, those are the opportunities you get to take advantage of.
This throw finds its way to Tommy Kurz, who loses it, and Staples look to break, but it falls back to junior Jake Bausman. His brother, Thomas Bausman, had played for the Rams last year, but has since graduated and is studying at UVM.
Yeah, he was an important piece for these Rams the last couple of years, as we have an opportunity here from Giovanni Montano.
Good tackle there. Montano
2-on-2, but appears he will be stifled by Hockhauser.
That was Marius Eckerberg, the goal scorer, making his way back from the midfield to help out with the defensive capabilities, and it was crucial there. Will be another New Canaan throw, however.
You're darn right, Cole. New Canaan had a 2-on-2, but the younger Rams were not able to capitalize.
That is one thing to note on. There are no freshman players on either of the two teams as Tommy Kurz looks to find his way to his favored left foot. He may have an opportunity here. This is Bertolotti, and the shot is saved by Greenberger.
Absolute shot off of his face there, but Staples able to clear it all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Full
Like
reason
that.
to be too much force there, as it's going to be a free kick. Really good work there by Jacob Greenberger to thwart the effort from senior Aiden Bertolotti, who looked like he had a very open route to goal.
And when you're the last line of defense there, as Greenberger was, you can't be afraid to put your body on the line, which he did in that situation, and that's why Staples is still winning this game.
Well said. His positioning there was key, as he did only have to lift his hands to try and stop that one, and got his body behind the ball. Norton playing with it on this close side of the field, but loses it to the touchline, and it will be Hunter Smith, the junior defenseman, junior left back, taking the throw. Another long throw. New Canaan not going super quickly up for it in the air, and a miscommunication sees Giovanni Montano send it out to the sideline yet again.
Yeah, it appears Milan Afshar had possession of the ball, and Montano just stole it away from him.
I believe that came about from a little push from one of the Staples players and wasn't in bad faith.
Maybe so.
Smith lining up another long throw here. It makes its way in, but only goes as far as Norton.
The ball is going to get past Guiduli. It's only a matter not of whether he touched it. And the ref is saying that he did not. Buchanan clearly upset with the call, but from my point of view, I don't think he did touch it.
Cheeky backfield there from number 9, Reese Watkins.
Cheeky indeed, Cole. And when we talk about words that should be used more, cheeky's definitely one of them. I gotta add it to my vocabulary more often.
Walter coming out to catch that one in the air, going down on his knees to catch it. But nonetheless, he did keep control of the ball there, and that's what New Canaan needs. Trying to slow this down as he looks to punt it up the field. Aiming here for Bertolotti, but it does not make it there. Afshar does come into possession of it, however, off of Dylan Hoke.
And Staples putting a lot more pressure on the Rams than vice versa.
That's going to be called a foul from the tackle on Jake Bausman from number 14, Will Adams. And this will see Irving Dorman take the ball yet again, but this time from a little further back on the halfway line.
Just under 14 minutes left of action in this first half. And we have an opportunity on a free kick for the Rams. Let's see if they can execute.
Well, we do know that Dorman has an absolute cannon for a leg, and will look to place this one with pinpoint accuracy onto the head of one of the taller players. You can see here that they sent up defenseman Aiden McLaughlin, who's one of the tallest players on the team, to try and find his head on the ball. But it only goes as far as Greenberger, going past Montano and a couple other players on the way.
A little too much mustard on that one from Dorman.
Another fantastic saying, Brendan.
Oh, thank you, Cole.
Walter playing this one up first time, and it will fall into the possession of Bruno Dooley. Tommy Kurz wins it back.
And that's going to be
a foul
a
on
tackle.
Dorman, who goes down hard.
That might be a card there. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be a warning, but even
That
so,
will
that
be
was a
yellow
hard hit.
card on number 5, Dylan Hoke, who's going to have to come off momentarily.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first substitution of the game.
I believe so. I haven't seen anyone else on the far touchline, or I believe one of us would have noted it. Dorman taking his time here. He's going to look to play another lofted ball in. Quite the number of New Canaan players up with George Mulry, one of the center defenders.
And Dorman, just seconds after being crushed, delivers a boot, which unfortunately does not lead to very much offensively.
There were shouts from New Canaan for a corner, but I believe it came off of Giovanni Montano's foot.
Pardon me.
And this will be a goal kick for Greenberger.
Greenberger hasn't seen much action tonight, but he has been excellent in his opportunities.
Yes, I'd pick out that one save on
Bertolotti.
as one of the top saves so far. I'd say the top save so far. There hasn't been many others that I can think of. And Moreno is pulled down there by his fellow number 10, or his opposing number 10, I should say, Milan Afshar, 2 senior co-captains. The co-captains have played a large role for both teams in this. Wouldn't you agree, Alex?
Yes, most definitely, Cole.
And there's one of them there, Bruno Guiduli on the free kick. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Staples really has made a living on New Canaan's end of the field. And while it is only 1-0, they've kept the pressure up all night long.
Very excellent analysis, Brendan. This is going to be a throw for Luke Ergo. Actually, it's going to be a substitution. Sophomore Augusto Baldini, I believe, will be coming on.
This is the first year on varsity for number 23, Augusto Baldini.
And that one goes out before Bertolotti can keep it in. Quick throw there by Staples, looking to make something happen yet again.
Valiant
10
effort
minutes
by
left.
Bertolotti, but futile nonetheless.
That's going to be another throw in here for Hunter Smith.
He's certainly seen a lot of action from this corner.
And that throw is headed into the middle of the box by New Canaan, but then cut out. Oh. Milan Afshar goes down there under a tall leap from one of the Staples players, and it will be a quick free kick taken. Bertolotti looking to make his way up the field.
And this is
And
more of what I'd like to see from New Canaan.
Kerr's linking up well with Bausman here on the counterattack. Bausman taking the shot, and it goes far to the right. Good effort, though, but not the proper execution that Bausman was looking for.
Well, they were not able to convert. As I was saying, this is what New Canaan really should be looking to do for the rest of the night. They're able to get a free kick, and they're able to advance before Staples even turns their backs.
That's exactly what Coach Luke Green and the team look to do. Coach Green favors a counterattacking style of soccer. That's quick build-up, just like we saw here. They're able to punish Staples if they take too much time on the ball in the attacking end, or if they don't bring enough players back to defend.
8 minutes remaining in this first half as the ball is sent to the opposing bleachers and for a Staples throw-in.
This is going to be a substitution here with number 29, Aiden Mermagan coming on in the midfield. Fancy footwork there by Murillo.
He hits the deck hard, and that might be another card.
That is going to be a penalty, I believe, as Moreno went down under the New Canaan challenge.
And he was just taking shots from left and right like Tony Montana at the end of Scarface, but finally the last one gets him down.
Alex Walter was coming off of his line to see if he could put off the taker. This is going to be senior co-captain Murilo Moreno.
It's a battle of the
lining up.
stars for both teams here.
And the referees watching out for any encroachment. Whistle blows. Moreno. And he scores. Right up. A strong shot to the top center of the goal, sending Alex Walter diving the wrong way to the left. And that's going to be 2-0. Staples Wreckers in cruise control.
Well, with the penalty kick, people say, how does a soccer goalie go the wrong way? Well, he has almost no time to react. So
And often the
he
goalkeepers do
kind of
guess
just has to
before the shot.
guess.
That was Murilo Moreno scoring for the Wreckers. And this is going to be a long ball from Dorman, trying to find Bertolotti. New Canaan trying to get some renewed energy back into this attack. It is out for a throw as Michael Norton grabs the ball from the ball boy and looks to play it up quickly.
Down 2-0 here. You can't play that passive style of soccer that we've seen all night. Really want to get something going, try to match Staples' momentum.
Norton going for a long throw here, similar to, and never mind, actually, that is going to be a Staples free kick after there was a little bit of physicality in the penalty box by New Canaan. Greenberger is going to take his time on this kick.
And that really puts down a team. You work so hard to get all the way down into the corner, opportunity to score, and just throw it away.
There is a fine balance between physicality that will lead to you winning the ball, and physicality that will lead to a free kick. And it aired just on the side of free kick that time. Staples works their way up the field here. Some fancy footwork by number 19, Caleb Tobias, sends in the goal scorer of the penalty, Murilo Moreno, who loses it out to Norton. Norton scuffs the clearance a little bit. He would have hoped to send it further, and Baldini doesn't, and Baldini wins the foul, I should say, giving New Canaan a little rest here where they can try and recollect themselves and set the tempo of the game again.
Reverses back to Alex Walter, who in turn gives it to Irving Dorman.
Dorman looking to make his way up the field, but the ball is won back after a turnover on the errant pass from him.
Foul here. Looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Rams.
Dorman taking this one quickly, showing off his absolute cannon of a leg there. He's
Kid's
a
got some
great foot.
goulashes on him.
New Canaan attacking with some renewed vigor here, trying to win it back. Is Staples, though, and they do. He's sending number 19, Caleb Tobias, on the way. But it is
Dooley
given back
resetting?
yes, to Julie. To Dooley, sorry.
Hunter Smith with the crosser.
This ball makes its way over number 23, Matthew Jordan, a senior who tries the shot, and that ball is out past the little protective netting behind the goal. And senior Alex Walter, the goalkeeper, will have to get another ball here from the ball boy. Just under 4 minutes left in this first half of action. It's the Rams' home opener versus the Staples Wreckers. Thank you all for tuning in. This is senior George Mulry on the ball. And the challenge from senior co-captain Murilo Moreno sends the ball out of play, back for a Mulry throw-in.
And now, right before the half, I think you really got to get something going if you're New Canaan. They haven't had a lot of opportunities. They've had a few, but you can't just take blow after blow from Staples and expect to be in this game at halftime.
Well, that is what they will look to do. It's Augusto Baldini, the sophomore, on the counterattack here, trying to link up with Tommy Kurz, who did end up losing it. But New Canaan, high pressure here. That's going to send this ball out from Jacob Greenberger. And it's going to be a New Canaan throw-in, an advanced part of the field. Momentum will be key going into this half, especially if they are 2-0 down. New Canaan will hope to have the deficit here in the next 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Soccer, it's a game with a lot of momentum considering how low scoring it is. So if you go into halftime without anything to show for it, that's certainly less than ideal.
Dorman slow to get up after a challenge on the throw-in, but New Canaan does have possession of the ball still. Although a poor pass from George Mulry finds its way into a little battle of the defense here for New Canaan. They're going to call this one a free kick for Staples. Although there wasn't anything very malicious about it from New Canaan.
Well, sometimes that'll happen. Couple guys going hard for the ball, and some guy ends up on the floor.
This one's going to be Aiden Mermagan sending this free kick in. He's going to look to swing this one into the top of the penalty box. Two-man wall for New Canaan. And it's low. And I believe that's number 6, Marius Eckelberg that was not able to find the flick on. So New Canaan wins possession of the ball back. Not for long, however, as Norton sends a long ball. Sorry, Afshar sends a long ball in that only finds its way to Dooley. Staples are back on the attack.
Back in the hands of Afshar.
Afshar doing well to keep the ball, like you just said, Alex.
Minute left in this first half as night is beginning to fall here at Dunning Stadium. And we're having a scuffle between Jake Bausman and Maurice Moreno.
Really good fight there by Jake Bausman, who was able to use his smaller size in comparison to the defenders to work his way around them and win New Canaan the throw-in.
Well, you know, it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, Cole. Size of fighting the dog.
You are certainly an oasis of fantastic metaphors, sayings, Brendan.
Oh, thank you, Cole. Only 12 seconds left. New Canaan's really got to get something going as Staples is more than content to end the half up 2-0.
And that ball up from Staples will likely end this half. The buzzer sounds, the whistle blows, and it is 2-0 Staples Wreckers, 0 New Canaan Rams. Back up in the booth here. Alex, what do you think the New Canaan Rams need to improve on in this half?
Well, some things the New Canaan Rams I think need to improve on are definitely their defense. They're spending a lot of time on this left side of the field. And I think that, you know, and now we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Perrin Tamasco.
Thanks, guys. The Staples defense has been a brick wall and a hard one to surpass. The Rams have had no luck trying to wreck it down. Staples has had possession for most of the game with the defense controlling it over past the 30-yard line. Hopefully the Rams can break down through the white jerseys and score some goals where Staples is leading 2-0. Back to you guys back in the booth.
Well said. The New Canaan Rams are going to need a strong halftime talk. And Staples has come into this half with a lot of momentum.
Well,
What do you think the Staples team is going to look to do in the second half, Brendan?
Well, right now they're in cruise control. They control their own destiny in this game. They got to keep on. Obviously, they got to send the team back out on the field, but it's really in the hands of New Canaan if they want to change this game. They seem to be pretty dejected towards the end of the half. The large deficit against a really good team. So
I agree. New Canaan has certainly fallen short in terms of their deliberate passing, and they've been playing a lot more long balls while Staples has been trying to keep possession of the ball, something that they used effectively to their advantage. The goal is coming from Marius Eckerberg and a penalty from Murilo Moreno, both seniors. And now, before we end off for the half, let's take a look at our sponsors. We'd like to thank our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's Your Fresh Local Market, as well as Rambuya and Harrow, your business for real estate. And our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich, your destination for breakfast, lunch, and catering. Now to our silver sponsors, Performance Optimal Health, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM, Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, Brand Insurance. Now for our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila Law, 84 Sports New Canaan, New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, The Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin W. Feeney, Lewis School of Driving, Prutting and Company. Thank you to all our sponsors for your support, and thank you to the New Canaan Athletic Association and the New Canaan Booster Club for their support. We will take a break here. It is halftime at Dunning Field. The sun is setting on a 2-0 halftime result Wreckers over the Rams. We will be back in about 5 minutes. Thank you for tuning in. And welcome back up here in the booth. I'm Cole Schubert, joined alongside by Alex Sconziano and Brendan Tiscornia. We're here to bring you the second half of action from the New Canaan Rams and the Staples Wreckers. It is 2-0 at the half right now. The players are making their way onto the field, and we have about 30 seconds until the game picks back up. What do you think that New Canaan has to do here?
Well, obviously they're big-time underdogs coming into this game. Not really high expectations, but they're not out of it. They're only down by 2 goals. They can certainly come back in this one. It just depends if they have enough fight in them.
Well said. And here is number 9, Reese Watkins, in the center circle, ready to start off this second half of action. 40 minutes on the clock. The referees are making their way onto the field. Certainly has looked like a lopsided game, although New Canaan's performance hasn't been bad. They have been playing their game plan of staying with counterattacking soccer and absorbing the pressure. But there have been the 2 goal opportunities. The first coming from Marius Eckerberg off of a strong half volley.
And the other from
game is underway.
Marila Moreno on a penalty kick.
Yes. It's the Staples defense on the ball. They are content to keep possession. A 2-0 win would certainly satisfy them heading home on a late 6:30 kickoff.
That's smart play there by number 14, Will Adams, holding back so as to avoid the offsides penalty.
Yes, that ball is going to go out for a corner kick. Haven't had many corners so far in the game. This will be an opportunity for Staples to show any aerial prowess that they have.
It's good up, Cole. As far as I'm aware, this might be the first one of the entire game.
Believe so. There runs from just behind the penalty mark, and that ball is going to be cut out by Milan Afshar.
New Canaan able to make the stop there, but if you want to come back in this game, you can't get yourself into that situation too many times.
Jake Bausman trying to get the control from the back heel. Wasn't able to get it, but was able to win back the ball. Really good work there. The junior 3-year varsity player.
He's a real bulldog. He won't give up when it comes to trying to get the ball.
Another great clearance there as he was applying pressure on his opposing number 16 for the Wreckers, Jack Foster. Kurz trying to beat out senior co-captain Jackson Hochhauser here on the close side. Did win the throw-in there for the Rams. Junior Luke Ergo, who's playing in the left wing-back position, is coming up to take this one. Left wing-backs have a little more freedom than a left-back would, as they are playing with 3 defenders. Although I believe they're going to call this one a handball on New Canaan, and the kick is going to go the other way in favor of Staples.
Accidental handball there, so no card issued, but another possession killer for New Canaan. That's not something you want to see if you're them.
Good combination here from Staples on the close side. And that was a really crafty ball there that George Mullery was just about able to cut out. He's still fighting for it, and ends up poking it out for the throw-in, which is taken quickly by Staples. And they're not looking like they're slowing down.
Well, if you look at these 2 rosters, Staples has a lot more players that will frequent in and out of the game, whereas New Canaan, they really stick to the same 10 guys. So
right over there by Jaduli, one of the senior captains. And this sees Jake Bausman rushing down the field in his counterattack. That was a really cheeky a cheeky cut. And he nearly was in on goal there. Strong defense there to cut that one out.
Yeah, that
As
was
there's another good-
impressive footwork by Bowsman, but there were just too many defenders and not enough red shirts around him.
That is true. New Canaan did not have the numbers to support in there, in fact. But another good opportunity that New Canaan will hope to build on. They do have speed in this attack, and they will have to use it if they do want to come down from this 2-0 deficit. 54 left on the clock. Staples have the ball in New Canaan territory. Really good driven ball there, but the cross into the box only goes out over the far touchline, and it will be a goal kick for Alex Walter.
And if you're New Canaan, in terms of advancing the ball, you don't want to put the ball in the air so much. You want to keep it in control, and you want to move the ball slowly, even though you're down by 2 goals.
Strong leg from Walter.
That is exactly what I was not talking about. And it's evident there as it stolen away by Staples right away.
Yes, this one's going to be another Staples throw-in. Taking their time on the throw, but another very long throw there from number 3, Hunter Smith, who's been prolific in throw-ins all game. He's had a really strong foot. That control from Jaduli did not quite have the intended effect, and it did roll through, but it was harmless as senior captain Tommy Kurz cut off his pursuit for the ball. Jaduli back with possession of the ball, trying a long chipped pass that was driven with pace. And it does work out as New Canaan won it back, but do turn it back over to the Wreckers. Staples in an advanced position with Will Adams.
Adams in the corner here. Makes a man miss. Makes the same man miss. But New Canaan will gain possession.
Kurz fighting with Jaduli there, and he lost out, but has won the ball back. He's sending Ashton Healy on the run at full sprint. He's slowing it down, taking control of the ball, playing in Kurz, but it only made its way to Greenberger, who takes it slowly and rolls it out to his center D.
Obviously, that's not an ideal shot, but I don't blame Healy in that situation because there were so many Staples players getting back on defense, whereas his own teammates were nowhere to be found.
That's a really good chipped ball that Alex Walter is going to have to come out and clear out for a throw-in.
And Alex, what do you think of that impressive play by Walter coming all the way out of the box to make the save there?
I think that was a really athletic play by Walter there. I think he's really he deserves this captain position on the team, I think. And we'll see what happens here in the throw-in from Staples.
That is true. He has been a linchpin for the Rams for the past 3 seasons. This is his 3rd season starting in goal, and his cousin was the varsity starter in Walter's freshman year. New Canaan trying to make their way up the field with Jake Bausman on the ball. It was lost, but Irving Dorman, another junior on the team, keeps possession. Junior link up there with Giovanni Montano, playing it long for Healy.
I'm liking what I see from New Canaan offensively here. They're trying to the ball in half than we've seen all night.
That's very true. Good tackle there from Montano. And the ball is with senior co-captain Milan Afshar. Jake Bausman and his footwork finds its way into Tommy Kurz, who cannot find the angle on the half volley, but did give it an attempt, sent it skied through the uprights of the football field.
And Bausman's a very technical player with his feet. He's got great footwork. Well, so he can make a man miss even when he's running at full speed.
Short kickoffs favored here by both the Staples goalkeeper and New Canaan. This ball is going to be sent back for another goal kick after a substitution. Greenberger taking his time. There's absolutely no point in putting the ball in play if it does mean giving New Canaan an opportunity to win it back and have this deficit.
A lot faster pace so far in this second half. So, understandably, Staples is good. Both teams are going to have to.
Good pass there by Dorman, who finds its way, to Ashton Healy, and the first time shot just narrowly missed.
That's the best opportunity New Canaan's had all night. They're still down 2 goals, but it appears that they have the momentum right now.
Whatever Coach Luke Green has said at halftime and the captains in their halftime talk has certainly inspired them. 10 minutes gone from this second half. 30 minutes remain in the game, but there is still time for New Canaan to mount a comeback and time for Staples to extend their lead if New Canaan is not careful.
Reese
One such
Watkins on
opportunity
the
might be here,
advance.
but Alex Walter is able to call for the ball and claim it. Poor pass there from McLaughlin. Sends the ball to to Will Adams. And the half volley. The half volley from Jaden Muller was not able to find its way onto target. There was the pace behind the ball, but once again, he sent it through the football uprights.
New Canaan very lucky there. Muller was wide open and was only about 10 yards away from the goal, but fortunately for them, he comes up short.
Great tackle there by Healy, but he's not able to make anything of it. And Staples continue to dictate the tempo here on the ball. That's something they've been very good about all night. Playing it back to their defense players. That ball curled out a little too far from Hochhauser, and it is out for a New Canaan goal kick.
Another aggressive play by Walter there. You know, he's doing his best to make sure that his team ends up with possession of the ball.
Really long boot there from Walter. Finds its way to the junior Giovanni Montano. And he looked to find a pass, but was unable to. Staples looked to counter. Michael Norton forcing Staples to reevaluate their attack and play the ball back a little bit. Back, and he is on the ball.
He just got snuck up on by center mid there from Staples.
Going out. Unfortunately, some of these technical issues at the beginning of the year still have to be worked out, but our crew is more than qualified as Alex Walter catches that ball off of the header from number 8, Jaden Muller. He's had a strong presence in the box so far in this second half.
For any hockey fans out there, Alex Walter reminds me of a Connor Hellebuck, because he's going to face a lot of shots all night, but he's certainly very sturdy in goal.
Montano on the ball here. He wins it back in the Staples defense. Dorman trying to find his way to the strong foot and would have hoped to change this game a little bit, get New Canaan back into it with a goal there. But it was cut out by Staples, only for a New Canaan throw.
Throwing from the Rams.
That's a long throw from Norton. And it will be back out for another. That ball rolls down the hill, but I am sure that one of his teammates will provide a suitable substitute. Another long throw, trying to find his way into Montano. Luke Ergo just gets under the ball a little bit too much, and that one goes high and wide. But New Canaan creating opportunities on the throw-in from Norton. That could be something that they look to exploit.
Yeah, they really haven't had many opportunities. Haven't had a lot of opportunities in the first half, so just being able to get them in the second half is a step up.
And what do you see the major difference in the New Canaan team being?
Well, they certainly seem to be more aggressive to me. In the first half, they would let Staples pass the ball around on their own side of the field, but now I feel like there's a lot more pressure from the Rams.
Staples cut out the New Canaan attack once again. Their defense has been quite the formidable foe for the New Canaan trio of attackers.
Well said, Cole. All night long, and even in this last possession here, Buchanan gets an opportunity. Just too much traffic down in the box.
Well, Staples has had the answer to any of the questions that New Canaan has asked so far. Although it will be another New Canaan throw here from about the halfway line. Another long throw from Norton finds its way to Bousman, although they're going to call it a push on senior captain Tommy Kurz. So it will be a Staples free kick, and one of the first solid possessions that Staples has had in a couple of minutes. I'd say this has been their slowest portion of the game so far.
Yeah, this is not the same Staples that we saw in the first half. They seem to be more on their heels right about now. We have 23 and a half minutes left in this second half. Again, sorry about the score bug.
And that through ball from the Wreckers is going to go as far as Walter, who tries to play it up quickly to Dorman. But the throw goes a little too far and makes its way to Caleb Tobias. Staples passing it around their midfield, trying to look for an opportunity. This has been probably some of the most deliberate and controlled passing that I've seen from a team in a while.
And
A lot of high school teams.
This is what Staples does to you. They want to control the possession. They want to control the game clock. The longer they have the ball, the more opportunities that they're going to have.
That is well said. Certainly shows the difference between a good and a great team is how well they are able to keep the ball. And I would consider this Staples performance to be a strong example of that tonight. New Canaan still does have time, though. 22-23 on the clock. Long throw from Staples. Finds its way into the New Canaan penalty box, but it only goes as far as Walter.
Excellent effort by Will Adams on the shot there, but going to come up short into the hands of Walter.
Walter motioning for his teammates to get forward. We've already seen his strong kick, and he plays it up to Healy, one of his classmates and friends, but Healy is unable to flick it on.
And Alex, do you think that having so many veteran players on this team has affected the chemistry?
You know, I really think it has, Brennan. I think some of these kids have been on the team for a long time. You know, I remember Alex Walter. This is he's been on this team for quite a few years, and I feel like when you build those relationships with the with your teammates, you get out there and you play a lot easier, not just in soccer, but in all sports.
Very well said.
One phrase I hear quite often about both college and high school sports is that you want to get old and you want to stay old. So when you have veteran leaders year in and year out who have played together and played as a group, who've played on winning teams, that's the recipe for success.
Couldn't agree more, Brendan.
Long through ball sees its way to Alex Walter. And Walter is going to take his time as he doesn't see any option here. Chemistry certainly can make the difference in a team, though, like Alex and Brendan were just touching on, as playing like a team is one of the most important factors in how well the team will perform. Doesn't matter if you have an incredible player if you don't know how to link up play. And that's what Staples has shown here. They're on the counterattack, but the ball is won back by New Canaan, who look to do the same against them.
What a stop by Hockhauser there, able to seemingly catch it with his feet.
Kerr's putting a ball into the middle of the box that will be down for Bausman to try and hit. Bausman covers his head in his jersey. That was a good opportunity on the half volley, but he was not able to connect cleanly.
And I'm not quite sure if that was kicked out of bounds by Bertolotti or off of Guiduli, but it looks like Staples would gain possession. So it's fair to assume that it was off Bertolotti.
Another short kick here from Jacob Greenberger, who's not seen nearly as much action as he had in the first 10 minutes of this half.
Great point, Cole. New Canaan not so much depth. They haven't really gone to their bench in this half, so these
Bausman.
starters seem to be getting a little bit tired.
Bausman lost the ball at the close corner flag there. And that's going to be number 10, Murilo Moreno, pulled down by Milan Afshar, who's getting a talking to from the Staples players. Clearly not happy with his treatment of their captain. But that was a tactical foul as it slowed down Staples' advance.
And it'll be Hockhauser on the free kick. And the thing with this Staples team is that they can create opportunities from anywhere on the field on a free kick, even their own 45-yard line. It's not the proper term, but it's a good frame of reference.
And that one ricochets off the crossbar. It's going to be a free kick here.
What am I, Nostradamus?
Really good opportunity there for Staples. But the foul means that the ball is going the other way. Kurz misses the header just slightly, and that's going to be Guiduli who wins it back for Staples. But the ball is sent out, and it's going to be another New Canaan throw. 17:30 left in this game. The pace is certainly picked up from New Canaan here as they do feel the weight of trying to come back from this 2-0 deficit.
Yeah,
Once again, goals scored by Eckeberg and Moreno. Walter coming out to get this one. He plays it up quickly, bowling it out to his center back, Aiden McLaughlin.
He understands the urgency of this situation here. And goals are hard to come by, so they've got to play every possession like it's their last. Kicked out of bounds for what I believe to be a New Canaan throw-in.
You are correct, Brendan. That ball is in the hands of senior captain Michael Norton, who will look to use his long throw after this Staples substitution. Goal scorer Murilo Moreno coming off the field. in favor of Matthew Jordan, fellow senior midfielder. Staples' lineup is dominated by senior players, with only 3 sophomores sprinkled in. Clearly, the experience is important to them, and it has showed to be effective so far.
I would love to see New Canaan go to their bench a little bit more because there really hasn't been a lot of substitutions, and these Staples players, they seem to be fresh because they have had the opportunity to rest.
Very true. Quick counterattack here by Staples. They look to work it up. Back heel from number 8, Jaden Muller, does not find its way to anyone. But Staples is back on the ball. This kick goes astray and is out for a New Canaan throw.
That's uncharacteristic of the Wreckers there. An errant pass, which they've been rock solid with the ball all night, so that's certainly surprising to see.
While we don't have professional statistics teams or programs analyzing the game, I'd say that Staples has definitely had a 90% plus pass accuracy. 90% of their passes have been completed, I'd say. And it's been really impressive by them, especially for a high school team. Long balls like this don't always help New Canaan's pass accuracy, but did end up working out in this case as Bertolotti and Irving Dorman link up.
All right, Staples is the number 5 team in the state, the number 1 team in the FCX. So, and with all of this experience on the team, it's no surprise that they've been so poised with the ball.
Afshar going to look to cross this ball in along the ground, and he only found the Staples defender. But yet again, New Canaan asking questions that Staples has the answer for. Will there be a time that New Canaan asks a question that Staples does not know how to respond to?
And that was Captain Hockhauser again. He's really been a brick wall back there. Almost reminds me of a Rudy Gobert scones. Alex, what do you think about that?
I really do agree with that, Brendan. And, I really look forward to what they do here on this possession. I like how New Canaan is really staying more in the second half than in the first half after the goal. I like to see this style of play and a little less work for Alex Walter on the other side of the field.
Well said. This is going to be a free kick from the offsides call for Greenberger. Staples keeping possession, but New Canaan playing a higher line in the second half as their urgency is showing. 13 minutes left in this game. 2-0 Staples Wreckers.
I'd like to see some pressure here from New Canaan. You can't just let Staples control the ball to run out the clock.
Header goes out by Luke Ergo, who cleared this one. And it's going to be number 16, Jack Foster, with the long throw.
Our apologies. We have been facing camera troubles all night long, but we're going to try our best.
Senior captain Michael Norton winds up for this throw, and it goes long and high into the box, but does not find a New Canaan head. Staples on the counterattack here. That one looked like it came off of Norton's arm, but as it was in the natural position, it will just go out for a throw-in rather than a free kick for the Wreckers.
Staples doing a great job of flipping the field. They're covering a lot of ground in not a lot of time.
Really good block there from senior George Mulry in the defense, putting his body on the line to send New Canaan back up the field with possession of the ball. Dorman's not able to pick out the intended pass, and this will send Caleb Tobias back on the attack with Staples.
Tobias has had a quiet night, but he is Another one of these guys that Staples expects to have a huge impact for them this year.
Apologies on the camera issues. Goes up to New Canaan, but Staples wins it back.
We can promise you that cameraman's thumb is not over the camera, and that it's just technical difficulties.
Touch is a little too hard from Ergo there. That ball is out for a free kick. Sorry, a throw-in. Wow. Not the worst outcome, though. It does slow down the game. And a double substitution, one from New Canaan and one from Staples. This will see
Eckerberg,
Jake
goal
Bausman.
scorer, looking to throw in. Sorry, Cole, what you're saying?
Oh, I was just noting on the substitution. That's going to be Giovanni Montano coming out in favor of Jake Bausman. Going to be a straight swap in the midfield. This throw here from Jack Foster will be underway once the referee blows the whistle.
That's actually Marius Eckerberg on throwing.
Staples controlling the tempo of the game, keeping the possession until a poor pass was won back. And it's won back again by Staples.
Under 10 minutes remaining in this one. And the clock is nearing midnight for these Rams. They really got to get something going right now if they want to win this game.
Back and forth turnovers from the Wreckers and the Rams. The Wreckers keep possession of the ball here, though, and drive up the field, playing it wide, looking for a cross into the box. This ball is going to be recycled to Jaduli, and it is out. Sorry, it is going to be called offsides on the Wreckers. And the ball will fall back into New Canaan possession.
There's Walter to Ergo.
Ergo with the
Across
boot.
middle.
And Hockhauser and Bausman getting into it. Bausman not backing down despite the serious size disadvantage. Now, Alex, as this clock begins to kick down, it appears that Canaan will fall in this one. Can you pick out any positives for the Rams?
You know, I think some real positives for the Rams today. They had some good. They had some.
That's
good
going to be a
shots today.
penalty. Sorry to cut you off there, Alex, but Irving Dorman has been downed in the penalty box by Jaduli, one of the senior co-captains, and this is a great opportunity for New Canaan to get back in the game.
New
With
life
7
for
minutes and 20 seconds on the clock.
new life for the Rams. We were in the middle of talking about how it's over and what they can look forward to next week, but
You may
they
have
can
jinxed Staples
really
there.
get back in this one right now.
This is a fantastic opportunity for their first goal of the year. This is going to be Dorman on the kick. He's won the penalty and has been fantastic all night in a CDM midfield role.
I mean, this can only be described as crucial towards the outcome of this game.
Greenberger staying up out of his goal, trying to put off Dorman.
He's
Greenberger
certainly
really taking
his
his time there.
time.
Here is Dorming to boot.
This is Irving Dorman, 3-year varsity player, the junior looking to make New Canaan's first goal of the season.
He has a
The
leg.
referee
He's the guy
blows
to
the
go
whistle.
to.
And Dorman shoots and scores. Bottom right corner. A great penalty. Jacob Greenberger guessed the right way, but the accuracy and power of Dorman's shot was too much, and New Canaan has another breath of life in this dying moments of a fantastic game. Staples Wreckers 2, New Canaan Rams 1.
And all of a sudden, we got a game here. That's a grave mistake by senior captain Guaduli. You expect a 4-year starter like him to be more poised defensively, but he really gives the Rams an opportunity to come back and tie this game up.
Very true. The momentum is with New Canaan now. The entire bench on their feet and cheering on. Staples is on the counter, though. Good link-up play. And this ball is going to go wide and out for what's going to be a Staples control, actually.
An impressive play by Will Adams to regain possession for Staples.
The long volley there tried by number 6, Marius Eckeberg, who did have the first goal off a volley. So I guess we really cannot fault him for trying again. Staples taking their sweet time on this throw. Now they have a sense of urgency to make sure that they keep the ball. There's no need to give the ball over in any unnecessary opportunities. And that's a header that goes up and over from number 19, Caleb Tobias. Walter is going to defer to Irving Dorman here, who's going to look to give it an absolute cannon of a boot up the field. And he does. That one is going to be landing at about the halfway mark. Flicked on by Healy. And here goes Captain Tommy Kurz along with junior Jake Bausman. Staples do cut out the counterattack.
That's an impressive clear by Staples. New Canaan seem to have the advantage, but 4 wreckers came out of your screen from the middle of nowhere. They're able to stop the advance by New Canaan.
The clock is ticking down as New Canaan slows the ball. Or sorry, Staples slows the ball down. Taking their time on this free kick. The referee motioning to get the pass and the play underway.
Dylan Hoke on the free kick.
It's going to be a long ball that finds its way back to what's going to be Alex Walter, who's going to have to use his less preferred left foot to get that ball out of pressure. Aiden Bertolotti
with
using
some
his fancy footwork.
Jinx Cole.
Great minds think alike is one saying that comes to mind there.
That's the second time we've done that tonight, so
You can tell that we
we
are
must
in
be
sync.
double geniuses.
New Canaan's renewed sense of urgency is met by Staples. And Walter comes up
what a save,
massive.
Alex Walter.
Caleb Tobias was in the one-on-one, and Walter comes off of his line for a fantastic save.
Walter just ate the contact there on that one.
Great
Gutsy play
pressure.
to keep his team in the game.
And senior Ashton Healy wins the free kick on the halfway line for the Rams. 4 minutes left in this game, and it has not been tenser.
Things are looking good for the men in red.
.354 and counting.
Even Alex Walter coming up for this Irving Dorman boot. That one was really dangerous looking, and it came into the box, but no one was able to get it down. It's going to go all the way out.
That's going
Just
to be
kidding, it's
saved
gonna
by
be
Moreno.
Kept
Go.
in by Moreno and kicked out by Dorman.
And it's going to be Jack Foster on the throw-in.
Caleb Tobias playing safe and playing back to the center defensive midfielder and the defense. Staples trying to mount the attack. A goal here would, I'd assume, seal the game away for them as they play a long in-swinging ball, but are unable to find their target man. Bertolotti loses it, but it is cut out by Luke Ergo, the left wing back.
The defense has been excellent in this half from New Canaan. Saved opportunities, but New Canaan's been able to stifle them in this second half.
Jake Bausman showing his pace here as he looks to work his way up. Staples taking no chances there with a big clearance. It's going to be another New Canaan throw. And they are really hoping to get even a point out of this game. Massive throw, doesn't find its way to anyone but a Staples head.
Under
but it is
2
back
minutes
out.
left. It's put up or shut up time for New Canaan.
Series of 3 successive throws for Michael Norton here on the far side of the field makes him advance up into what I would consider the final third of the field here. Another long throw, looking for Tommy Kurz. Not able to get there, and Staples won possession back, but it was cut out by Afshar.
Oh, and Staples with numbers, and this appears that
Walter will get control of this one. He's going to play it up early. Minute 17 left in the game. Bertolotti with a fancy flick to keep possession. That one is cut out by number 6, Jack Foster.
1 minute to go. You got to be really aggressive here if you're New Canaan.
It's a game of for Staples at the moment. They're just trying to keep the ball out of their half. Make sure that the New Canaan threat is. Walter controlling with his head.
That's
Another
not something you see a
turnover.
lot. You don't see a lot of headers from the goalie.
It is important for the modern goalkeeper to have it in their arsenal when necessary, and Walter has displayed a good performance so far tonight.
20
Unlucky
seconds
on
left.
the 2 goals.
The boot from Walter.
That one's flicked on and cleared out. That's going to land on top of the press box.
And that's going to be the dagger in this one. Only 5 seconds remaining, and Staples will hang on for their second victory of the year.
The buzzer sounds, and like you just said, Brendan, Staples wins 2-1. Their record is now improved to 2-0 on the season, and New Canaan drops to 0-2 after a very close game. It ended up being a very close game, I should say. After the first half, it looked like it was all Staples. Going into the half at 2-0, the Rams were able to pull it back with around 10 minutes left from a penalty from Irving Dorman. But we have our sideline reporter, Perrin Tamasco, here.
Scoring their first goal in the second half with 7 minutes left to go. New Canaan had hope. The fans and the team on the bench were risen to their feet, waiting and hoping for a second goal. That did not come. Staples won 2-1, and New Canaan's record is now 0-2. Hopefully we see during the rest of their season that it plays out well and they get a higher record. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Perrin. Well noted and great job today, as always. Well, Brendan, what would you say was, who would you say, I should say, was Staples' best player today?
I would have to say Murilo Moreno, because not only was he the goal scorer, but late in the game he did come up with a lot of stops, and he also came up with a lot of steals to end New Canaan's opportunities offensively.
Well said. And Alex, how about New Canaan? Who would you give the praise to if you were Coach Luke Green?
You know, if I was Coach Luke Green, I would have give the MVP of the game to goalie Alex Walter. Really put his body on the line there in that last game, and then earlier in the game, and then of course earlier Irving Dorman with the great shot after the penalty.
Well said. And before we close up for tonight, I'd like to thank our entire NCTV crew. Alex Sconziano and Brendan Tiscornia on call with me, Cole Schubert, as well as Sydney Sibilia on camera, as well as Emily Fox, our producer. And now, let us head to our sponsors. We'd like to thank our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market, and Rambuya & Harrow, the business of real estate. Now, our singular gold sponsor, thank you to Club Sandwich, your destination for breakfast, lunch, and catering. And to our silver sponsors, Performance Optimal Health, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM, Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, Rand Insurance, and now our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila Law, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Austin W. Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company. Thank you to all our sponsors for your support. And now, as we close out the night, we will leave you here. Staples Wreckers 2, Rams 1. Thank you for tuning in and have a great night.